Hello there, everyone. How are we all? I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Now, before we get going, here's a bonus piece of Rory Cats for you. Oh, yeah. Drink that in. He's a beautiful little beast. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that to you because, Rory Cats is fucking awesome and he just happens to be on the couch next to me. So, anyway, yeah, today I'm going to be talking to you again about the continued fallout from the Brexit thing because that's a rather big issue here. And possibly an element of it that you may not have heard. It wasn't really massively reported in the media, but something that I think needs to be talked about. And it sort of revolves around this image. If I can get that up for everybody. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Right. No, hang on. Got to present to everyone, haven't I? Present to every cunt. Right. Yeah, there we go. Right. This image here. Now it's of the three people, obviously, in the image, and this is from a protest that was held in Parliament Square, which is just across the road from Parliament. For those who don't know, in Westminster, in London, and it was a protest held in favour of keeping Jeremy Corbyn as the leader of the Labour Party. Now, the Labour Party are the opposition, at least nominally, here in Britain. And Jeremy Corbyn is seen as being on the left of that party, and is not massively popular with a number of its MPs. Although it must be pointed out, was it 9, 10 months ago, whatever, get a very large majority of the Labour membership to vote for him as leader. But since then, he has been a rather ineffectual leader of the opposition. And during the Remain campaign, it was pretty obvious that actually he didn't support the Remain campaign at all. Which I think puts paid to the idea that he's some incredibly principled person, because clearly he sold his principles down the river for political expedience. He knew he was the leader of a very pro-Remain political party, and yet rather than standing up for what he believed in, he just went, oh, fuck it, and gave a half-hearted approach to things. And ultimately, I think that will cost him the leadership on this occasion. And sort of rightly so in a way, because if you're not going to stand on your principles and that's all you've got, because he's not been a good leader of the opposition as such, then you kind of think, well, what good are you really, if that makes sense? And this hurts me to say, because I like a lot of what Jeremy Corbyn is. I like a lot of what he stands for, but if you're not going to ever be an effective opposition or a prime minister in waiting, I don't see the point of you as in that role, you know. But anyway, that aside, this image, the woman in the centre there has a T-shirt that says "Eradicate the right-wing Blairite vermin." Now, we are literally less than a fortnight in time ahead of when Jo Cox, the Labour MP, was murdered. Now, on that occasion, it was a right-wing person murdering her for being left-wing. But on this occasion, this person saying eradicate vermin. Now, before anyone pulls me up on the bullshit here, okay, and say, well, they're not advocating murder. How would one go about eradicating vermin? I don't think you negotiate with vermin, do you, really? I don't think you put rational arguments to vermin. No, you kill vermin. That's what happens, isn't it, when you want to eradicate them? So let's not get caught up in bullshit semantics there, okay? It's this kind of dehumanizing. I talked about this the other day before the vote, about how both sides have dehumanized the other, and that's what can lead to situations like Jo Cox being murdered, because you're literally saying that right-wing Blairites. Now, I'm not going to get into the internal politics of the Labour Party, but the Blairites are on the right of that party. Calling them vermin and saying you want to eradicate them. Not just that, but clearly, look, this person's gotten support at least from two other people there. This person wasn't kicked out of the rally, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, I certainly didn't see that reported. And not just that, but Corbyn addressed this rally with people that think of these sorts of things and are happy to dehumanize other humans on that basis. It's fucking disgusting. This is really, really unacceptable political discourse, okay? And this needs to stop, okay? Because I think we on the left quite rightly attack the right when they dehumanize, Muslims, or they dehumanize homosexuals or whatever, because we know where that can lead. So I think it's only right that we call out people on the left as well who are doing the same fucking thing. Now, it's okay if this person has disagreements with Blairites. Fuck, I have disagreements with Blairites. That's fine. But to say that they're vermin and you wish to eradicate them, and for that to seemingly get a certain amount of popular support, I think is really disgusting and shows ultimately why the Corbynistas, as they're called, I believe, or the Corbynites, can't win. Because this is the kind of stuff that's fucking electoral kryptonite. Imagine if Jeremy Corbyn is around. I doubt he will be, but if he was around to fight the next general election, this picture would be being used, because most moderate people are not going to look at this image and think, oh, well, that's an acceptable approach. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, if you're not in the business of winning elections, I don't see the point of you, really. Because like I say, the idea that his principles got shut down when he sold his principles out for political expedience during the Remain campaign. So what good is Jeremy Corbyn? And well, more importantly than that, John McDonnell's the real problem. Jeremy Corbyn seems like a decent enough chap. John McDonnell's a fucking twat. That him being the shadow chancellor of the Exchequer, he's a fucking prick. From all I've heard from behind the scenes and stuff, he sounds like a right dick. And he seems to be the one that's really pushing this spiteful shit. Because to be fair, Jeremy Corbyn has tried to do the kinder, gentler politics type thing. And John McDonnell hasn't. And he made a twat of himself with bringing out Mao's Red Book during his response to the what do they call it? A budget, in his response to the budget in Parliament. That was just a ridiculous thing to do. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking about there. But anyway, yeah, so I can't see them being around long. But either way, whatever happens, we need to stop this kind of shit, this image, from being part of our political discourse. This is not acceptable, because this is where it seeps into the minds of malevolent pricks and will eventually lead to another Joe Cox being killed because you disagree with them on politics. Is this really the road we want to go down as a nation? It's so fucking depressing. It's so depressing. And we can't allow our political parties to be hijacked by this kind of scumbaggery. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I think you possibly can tell I'm angry about this. I'm trying to remain calm and rational about it all, but it's this kind of shit that's really starting to anger me. And it's not just the Corbyn people. There are people on both the Remain and Leave campaigns, people in the Tory party, people in the Labour Party, people in the Liberal Democrats, and the SNP, and all across the spectrum. There have been some really scummy activities going on in the last few weeks that I think speak rather negatively to a certain portion of the British public. And hopefully it gets better soon, but I'm starting to find it difficult to hold on to that hope, to be honest. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. I'll be interested to hear what you all have to say. Thank you all for listening and watching. Please, let's try to remain calm about all of this. And pip pip.